just picking up my mother. She went to her appointment, and just want to talk about this whole network being down. Now, I'm assuming that this might have something to do with the actual switch over to the Japanese headquarters PlayStation, which I'm in favor of because that's when the games were really good. That's when we had really good games. So I'm in favor of the whole PlayStation being worked through Japan. I think Japan is the ultimate PlayStation heritage. That's where the best PlayStation was when it comes to gaming. So, with that being said, I really do believe that PlayStation is going to be making the right moves, the right decision when it comes to gaming. Because in Japan, we have games that have coming out right now that are actually really good. Let's talk about all the games that are made in Japan. Okay, like perfect example, I would say would be Stellar Blade. Okay, I don't really play the Stellar Blade game, but I do know that those graphics and everything that they made the game look so great. That has to be from the Japanese studios, in my opinion. Those type of games are really, they put work into it. So, in my opinion, this move can be from the whole change from Japan. And so I'll be honest with you, I'm all for it. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation Network being down, no clue. No clue whatsoever. Maybe somebody knows by now, but I have no clue why the Japanese network is so down. No clue. And it would be nice to know exactly why it's down, but I have no clue why it's down. So, with that being said, as of right now, we are literally just trying to figure everything out on our own, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Now, one of the guys said, I think it was it in 2011? The PlayStation was down for 23 days. That's a long time for the PlayStation to be down. So, yeah, today's one of those days where I made a video yesterday about the whole PlayStation being down, and I honestly thought that it was going to be up by the time, like today or tomorrow. But if it's down for the whole network all around, very strange, very strange. And trying to figure out how would this come about. The only thing I can think about right now is the whole change from the headquarters in California to the headquarters in Japan. So they're making moves. They're making moves. Like, who knows? Maybe when it opens back up, it's gonna be better. Um, Everything's gonna start to change over. Could it be a hack? I don't know. I don't know at this point. And maybe somebody knows. Artistic player, what's up, man? How you doing? Just talking about the whole PlayStation Network being down. My coworker sent me a text message yesterday, and he said, "F Sony, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5." So I said, "Why are you hating on PlayStation?" And of course, he's in the Xbox ecosystem, and that's when he told me I got to switch over because the PlayStation Network is down. And I'm like, "What do you mean it's down?" He's like, "The whole network is down all around the world." And I said to myself, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." And so when I got home yesterday from work, I made a video. I went to the Spider-Man 2 game and I actually loaded in, and I didn't know it is, I think it's the online games that are down. So that was something I didn't know about. And now, yeah, the whole network is down. I don't know. It's just new news to me because now that I think about it, it's like, holy moly, like all this stuff happening like so quickly. There we go. Much better. The angle of the camera. So PlayStation Network is down. What does that mean for PlayStation gamers? Well, I mean, I guess we have to wait. We have to wait till the games get back up and running, right? I think that's what it means. So as of right now, we are literally just waiting for PlayStation to get back up again. That's it. We're waiting for PlayStation to get back up and running again. And yeah, guys, I didn't know it was this bad. I'm sorry if I had to cut you guys off last video. I had to pick up my mother, so I'm not gonna drive and try to, make this live stream. So I'm parked right now. She's doing a little shopping, and she likes to shop on her own because, hey, dude, I was wondering, yeah, do we know the reason? Maybe just a random crash. I don't think it's a random crash because if it was a random crash, I don't think every single region would be affected by it. But supposedly, everybody that I've talked to said it was all around the world that it is down. And remember, they just laid off and fired many people at the North American studio, the headquarters there, because I'll tell you why. Because the way the games in the direction of the PlayStation, the way it was going, we all didn't like it. We all hated it because we knew it was politicizing an agenda that we didn't want in our games. And that's why all this came about, because it was being forced upon us to accept this new norm. So now Herman Host, whatever his name is, he got canned, and now it's the Japanese guy, the guy that means business. He's the one that is the CEO, and he's taken over, and that's the way it should be. PlayStation should not be in any hands of the North American people, in my opinion, because of the way it turned the live service. Concord was a huge blow to the whole PlayStation ecosystem because of all the money that they lost. So they're like, no more live service. We're going to make these games the way they were back in the day. We're going to make sure that we keep our physical copies. None of this stuff. This whole live service thing is it's a plague. It's a disease because now people think that they could just play live service and make money off of us consumers. I stopped spending money on Call of Duty. This is the first year, and I can't tell you how much money I saved already. So it's a blessing because I spent a lot of money, guys. I spent a ton of money, and now I'm basically not into the whole Call of Duty thing because I'm 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 nervous that they're gonna do something to my PlayStation 5 Pro, PC, Xbox Series X. I mean, the hackers have already stated that Activision, if GTA 6 is all woke and liberal, I might scream. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, you're gonna have to accept the fact that if they've already baked into the game that it's going to have those features, then it's going to have those features. That's a problem. That's a huge problem, in my opinion. That's a huge problem because now what's happening is we are literally um, in a situation where we have to now wait and see what's going to happen. You know, as of right now, in my opinion, PlayStation is going through a change. Yo, this happened 4 months ago. Oh, but the whole world, it happened to the whole world. I really do believe that this has something to do with them changing over the whole North American headquarters. Remember, there was many people that got laid off again and fired. Many people got fired because once this Japanese CEO took over, once the Japanese CEO took over, he ain't playing. He walked right in. He's like that Bruce Lee looks at someone, he already knows the decision he's gonna make, and he doesn't even think twice, drops them without even an emotion. And that's what's happening. Because I'll be honest with you, the games that have been coming out recently with the whole political agenda that they want us to accept, I think that's what ruined it. Now we got Trump, so hopefully games get back to what they were. Well, yeah, but at the same time, what's even better about the whole Japanese taking over as the CEO, That's where the games are made optimized and they're made really good. Okay, like some games were made good too here in the States, but most games that Japanese developers make are more refined, are more premium, just have all the next gen features. I don't know why. I think it should have been just in their hands the whole time. It should have never happened the way it happened. So, with that being said, as of right now, I am literally banking that everything that's going on is from this whole change. Yeah, remember Prime, Sheen 1 and 2, next level for the time. Yeah, yeah, and okay, perfect example. Capcom, right? Capcom, aren't they a Japan company or are they an American company? Either way, I think Capcom makes phenomenal games. You have Monster Hunter coming out soon. You have the Resident Evil series. You have the Street Fighter games. Japanese. There you go. If you look at all the quality of what Capcom makes, it's all quality games. Street Fighter games, yeah, all those games are Capcom. So all those games are Japanese made, so we're getting quality. And now when it comes to the North American California headquarters, a lot of those people got fired. Mega Man, holy shoot, Mega Man. Back in the day, Capcom was still thrilling us with Mega Man. A lot of people got fired and laid off from the headquarters in California. Sony ain't playing anymore. You know what they realized? They looked at all the money that they lost. They look at all the shame and the humility that they were put through with all these agendas, these politicizing what they want in video games, and they looked at their brand and they says we're losing money because of this idiot this woke way of thinking. We're losing money. We're losing money because we thought that this live service was going to give us a lot of money. The fans already said that we don't want this in our video games. Enough people stood against it, and now Sony has to be the way they used to be in order to make that money that they once made. Forget the live service games. The live service games is making them lose money. It's not making them make money, it's making them lose money because just like Call of Duty right now, Call of Duty is, I think, at its worst state that it's ever been. The fact that they cannot control anything that the hackers do, the fact that 60 to 70% of its players already left, that's a problem. And the developers of Call of Duty cannot fix or control the hacking problem. Because if they could, they would have done it long time ago. So what does that tell you? Call of Duty, that game's not safe. I have a funny feeling that my TV broke because I was on a server and my TV was so overrun by all the operations on the game. It wasn't even a optimized game to begin with. It broke my TV. I've never had my TV break before, but the way the game is optimized, and there's a lot of YouTubers that made videos on that, and this is serious stuff now, man. Listen, Call of Duty used to be a great game. It used to have perfect Verdansk 2019. That is the ultimate Warzone. If Activision, if you're listening to me, if you want your community to come back, you better bring back Modern Warfare 2019, the engine that is the 8 engine, not the 9. The 8 engine. The engine that made Modern Warfare 2019 Warzone is the engine that they have to bring back in order to save Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty is not going to be saved. It is going to be uh, ruined. I recently got a game hard drive, 16 terabytes, and I have every game from every system and all the amazing new arcade racing gun games, etc. I'd look into getting one, man. I spent around 500 bucks, but it's perfect. Nice. Nice. Good stuff, man. Uh Interesting. as of right now, my ecosystem is still PlayStation. Hold on a second, guys. I'm just gonna pull forward because I gotta take this spot before someone takes it, so I could see my mother when she comes out from the shopping. Shopping. Still gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta just do your thing sometimes. Park right here. I'm gonna take this spot, and when I take this spot, I'm gonna leave a carriage right there. I don't like that. You know, I don't like when people are lazy and they can't do one little thing because they think that they're obligated to just do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of society have we become? Hold on a second. I think I could just miss that carriage because I'm a great driver. Hold on. There we go. But I'm going to move that carriage anyways. You know why? Because I have a feeling that that carriage is going to, someone's going to push it right into my car just because they want to just, they think nobody's in the car. The car's running. Hold on. Let me just back this baby up. All right. This is what you call precision parking. Okay. Perfect. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to move the carriage out of the way. Um, Chris Cool Mods, it's a total plug and play with your computer. And Jay hooked up to my main TV. I have an insane setup now with every game. I have literally every game. Listen, I've been playing Gran Turismo, and I'll be honest with you, man. Gran Turismo 7 with the VR headset, with the PlayStation 5 Pro, and maybe a racing sim wheel is, I think, is key to um kind of going back to nostalgia. Hold on a second. Let me move that carriage out of the way. I'm gonna actually gonna move it out of the way. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. I need to get out of my car. Hold on a second, guys. All right, man. I'm back. We are back. All right, we are back. And to be honest with you guys, it's one of those things where gaming as a whole is just not the way it used to be. And we know that. And so now what we're trying to do is we are trying to get gaming back to the way it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be us, the gamers, not the live servers and the money that they were trying to pump out of us. That wasn't why gaming was not supposed to be all that. So, with that being said, we are literally seeing the whole PlayStation Network going down for that reason. They're making changes. And I know it's weird because it's one of those things where they literally are closing down the whole network. Because don't tell me for a second that this is like some kind of mistake or accident. It is intentionally done because they need to change something around, and they've already got the new people. They already got the new people that are going to be controlling PlayStation. So that is something that we see, and we are literally embracing it. We're seeing it for ourselves. So, with that being said, I apologize for any cutback, setback. As of right now, I'm literally just seeing PlayStation change from the previous to the new, and I do want to see I'd rather have the old PlayStation, the quality PlayStation that we know is going to make those games. So we were talking about Capcom. Capcom is a company that makes phenomenal games, and they're from Japan. What's another studio from Japan that makes great games? Is it From Software? I think it's From Software. Those games look phenomenal. Those guys know what they're doing. When they make games right, and that's what we need. We need that. We need that to go. We need that back. We need that nostalgia of PlayStation and their studios and everything that they make coming from Japan. The North American studios, what games have they made? Let's talk about this. What games have they made in that studio that have wowed us? Every single game that we've been playing, we've been mostly like, okay, we've seen this before. It's the same copy and paste, maybe a little graphical detail here, maybe a little something better there. But other than that, the North American studio, in my opinion, I didn't feel as though at first I thought maybe there were some people from Japan working there, but then when you find out it's all North American and now they're getting fired and laid off, I wonder why. I wonder why these people that were in charge of our games are making crappy games, because maybe their agenda was to politicize what they wanted us to accept in their games. Hint, hint, like Spider-Man 2 or The Last of Us, all these games. Because you got to remember, I don't think The Last of Us Studios, Naughty Dog, I don't think they're from Japan, right? No, no. So all this, ideology of like trying to get us to be woke with everybody else, that wasn't flying. So now PlayStation's like, you know what? We lost so much money because of this idiocy of how people were thinking. We lost so much money, and that's what's happening because they lost so much money. They had to shut down the whole system to reboot it up. It's going to take a little time. You're probably going to see and feel a new vibe in the air from this whole PlayStation debacle right now. What's going on? And my coworker told me it's time for me to switch over to the Xbox ecosystem. And I said to myself, I don't feel like the Xbox has all those hardware accessories, the feeling of the upgrade. I don't feel like if I upgrade to Xbox, I'm going to get a haptic feedback or the DualSense or, the Portal. All the things that PlayStation gives me makes me feel like I have the better version of the console. That's just my opinion. Now, some people may disagree. Some people like Xbox, and I get that part. If they like Xbox, that's all power to them. I still have my Xbox Series X, but I still have a disappointment with the way the games came out because the games were not really optimized for the true potential. This is okay. So here's another thing. I think I'm gonna, you know what? I'm going to make another video, but let's start it off right now. PlayStation 5 Pro is a prequel to the PlayStation 6. Okay. So PlayStation 5 Pro is a prequel to the PlayStation 6. Now, the PlayStation 6, in my opinion, is going to be compatible with the PlayStation 5 Pro. But my thought is this, is that the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be the last remnants of the old PlayStation developers. The PlayStation 6, in my opinion, is going to be the reopening of the old PlayStation developers. Everything on the PlayStation 6 is going to be relative to the new developers, the new bosses, the new CEOs. They ain't playing around. The whole point of this is when the PlayStation 6 is made, it's going to be made in Japan if it's already being made, because they're not happy at all with the North American headquarters. They're not happy with them at all. That's why they laid off and fired a lot of people. And these are the people that have claimed that they love PlayStation. They've been making these games. Meanwhile, they've been going along with what these companies that want us to accept this new norm of this insanity. I don't have to get into it, but they want us to accept all this insanity
I don't want to buy another system till PlayStation 6. Honestly, I agree. Mark my words, PlayStation 6 is going to be compatible with PlayStation 5 Pro, but it is going to be a console from Japan, and hopefully we don't have to pay a huge amount of money for it when it comes out. But here's another thing too. That could be another reason that they're doing all this Japan switchover, because they might want to make more money off of us Americans. That could be it. I don't know for certain, but that could be it. So right now, PlayStation 6 is closer than we think. PlayStation 5 Pro is right here upon us. And I honestly, I upgraded to the PlayStation 5 Pro, and I'm very impressed with the results. Now, I know some people are like, oh, it's only a 10% increase. Yeah, I get that part, but it's also a great console because it makes my Spider-Man 2 look phenomenal. The colors look phenomenal. My gaming TV looks phenomenal. Everything looks better, plays better. I have a PlayStation 5 Pro, which is the start of what the PlayStation 6 is, because the PlayStation 6, they've already introduced PSSR. When PlayStation 6 comes out, they possibly will have PSSR Part 2, because that's how they have to brand it as. This is the second version of PSSR, which is going to be compatible with the PlayStation 5 Pro. And all these games, all these studios that are going back to their roots, all these developers that are going back to their roots, all the CEOs that are going back to their roots, this needed to happen. But you know why this is happening? Because PlayStation in Japan is looking at the numbers of all the money that they've lost over the stupidity of the decision making. And they said, enough is enough. We are going back to our roots. And that's what they did. They laid off people, they fired people because of that situation. And now we have a situation where we're literally seeing the PlayStation 5 Pro take over, and the games are going to be good, because any game that's made in Japan, those developers know what they're doing. Okay, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is going to be a great game because it's made in Japan. Any Capcom game is going to be in Japan. Okay, so those games are going to be basically made really good, and they're going to be the games that we want. We want Capcom games, and we want the games that are going to be, how do I say it, made for gamers to have fun. So the Capcom games, Capcom games are going to be really good. The Resident Evils, the Monster Hunter Arise, or the Monster Hunter Worlds. What else games are Street Fighter? It's those are phenomenal looking games. The graphics, everything. These people that make games come to life are really good. Every game that's came out that's had the DEI, okay, or the woke agenda, has been nothing but an upset to us gamers, because we're always reminded of that agenda, that politicizing, that whatever they're trying to do. That's all done and away with. Like, we're going back to common sense. We're going back to the reality of things. PlayStation 6 will be the ultimate gaming machine, because if you look at Xbox, if you really think Xbox is just going to come back next generation, they can't even get their stuff together during this generation with the Xbox Series X, which is more powerful than a PlayStation 5. But now the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out, it's got 4 terabytes more, and some people are still thinking that the Series X will bring out some games. Yeah, they have some games that come out, but here's the problem. You have too many developers being forced to make their games quickly. And when they do that, you're not seeing the finished product. You're not seeing the game fully completed to be shown to us and impressed. We're still waiting for next gen. So when PlayStation 5 came out, we were expecting next gen games, and some games did come out. Like Returnal, when I played that for the first time, that had a next gen feel and appeal to it. It was pretty cool, but I haven't jumped into it ever since. And those are the games. See, you got to understand something. I've learned that all these live service games are a big problem because what they're doing is they're not meant for us to enjoy. They're meant for us to spend more money out of our pockets. It's an exploit. It's a manipulation because if I play a one player adventure game, I'm not going to be bombarded with spending money. If I play a live service game, there's always going to be some kind of way of making money off of us. And I think that's where PlayStation's saying enough of this because it's not working anymore. Look at Call of Duty right now. It is going down. Okay. It is going down. It is not going up. And when Verdansk comes out next season and it doesn't have the same feel as 2019, that is going to fail too. I've said it. That is going to fail too. I'm going to start another video because I want to show you guys what the next title of the video is. All right, guys.